Hey everybody. Had an opportunity to talk with Dave. Dave was a CB. He went to Antarctica in 1981. At penalty of losing his pension, he was nice enough. He just said that he couldn't go live or be recorded by me talking about what I found out from him. I said, is there anything you can tell me or that you can't tell me about Antarctica? He said, yeah, there's a lot that I can't tell you. I said, well, what can you tell me? He said, well, it's really cold. And I said, so did you go near where water was in Antarctica? And he said, yes. I said, how close were you able to get to what was the shoreline where you were at? He said, well, it was ice. I said, how tall was the ice? He said, well, where they were, it was about 500 feet tall. Can you say ice wall? A 500-foot tall ice wall next to the water in Antarctica. And I said, one of the guys went overboard and died virtually instantly in an accident. They put him in a Ziploc bag and just had to take him on home after they were done there. But I said, what kind of temperature was there in the water and in the land? He said, well, the land, the air temperature was more than 200 degrees below zero. And the water was about the same, approaching 200 degrees below zero. He said it was so cold when planes would land, they would just leave them run. They would let the aircraft running, and then they would take off and fly away. And that there was a nuclear power plant in Antarctica as well. Maybe still is. I would imagine nuclear submarines are a power plant wherever they are. One of the other things, and I'm sure that they pay visits there as well. Dave doesn't believe we live on a flat earth. He still buys the global lie. It was a nice enough conversation I had with him. I just found it very, very interesting that he was able, even though he wasn't on board with the flat earth, he hadn't really looked into it much at all. And the reality that it's really cold and icy is something many of us have speculated. The further we get away from the path of the sun, the colder it gets. That's just obvious. Air temperature so cold that he mentioned it broke the frames, the chassis of earth-moving equipment. It would just shatter. It was so cold. So for those of the people that say, well, just go take a picture of the edge, there's pictures of Antarctica. I plan to meet up with another Dave who actually had a journey to Antarctica in the 60s. And I met him at the Prince Resort. Hope to find out more information about that as well. It's kind of interesting. We live in a world that's filled with deception, and deception integrates a certain amount of truth and also humor. Humor also, it has truth integrated into it to make fun of the truth and the reality. They picked yours truly, saying, we don't have toilet water flying out on people in Australia because of gravity. Well, hello, it's just water seeking its level. That was a soundbite that went out. Over 20 million people heard that, along with, do you feel yourself spinning, wobbling, gyrating? The earth doesn't move. The sun, moon, stars, wind, waves, aircraft, people, the stuff moves, not the earth. The earth is stationary. It's fixed. I'm unapologetically a biblical creationist. And no matter how many of the actual conspiracies you're able to determine, I simply encourage you to seek the truth with all your heart, because eternity is a long time to regret. The big deal for me, and why I'm unapologetically biblical about all this, I thought I was born again over 30 years ago until I actually was roughly 4 years ago on Reformation Day. Yeah, if I look a little oily, it's coconut oil. I've got a hot tub at home. It's a repurposed bathtub. I'm filling it with drinking water, reverse osmosis, carbon filtered, and I add a cup of baking soda and coconut oil. It kills fungus, keeps the skin nice and soft. Keeps it elastic, stretches nice, feels good. I love my life. I encourage everybody to be born again, to put healthy nutrients in and on the body and avoid the toxins. Toxins for the ears, what we listen to, the eyes, what we look at, our beliefs, what we believe. Are they based on reality or a false computer-generated reality? Reality is for those that have had enough of the science fiction. That's what I'm about. The truth is truly stranger than the science fiction that we've been indoctrinated in all of our lives. It started with the Santa Claus lie for many of us. And I'll make posts about it. I did it just recently today. NASA, hashtag NASA lies. It'll blow all the clouds away from the deception of NASA's false reality. Satan lies. Hashtag it. He's a liar. Satan is. People also heard me say, they're lying, I ain't buying. Who's they? Brady said from HBO. I said, Satan. And I had more to say. I was part of the deception because I didn't realize that the globe was a lie. Also, I didn't know I was deceived. By irony and paradox, the deceived are unaware of the peril that they're in. So when I get haters hating on me, kind of fires me up. I know when somebody is hating on me and I know for sure they're deceived, I'll just lay the truth on them and say, hey, call me anytime you like. I got something to show you here. I'm wearing the shirt, but it's going to be backwards there. Let's flip it around. It's pretty much what people see around here, around these parts when they see me. A guy pretty satisfied with life, even though it's filled with a lot of deception. I've got a sticker. I tell people they can stick it where the sun shines if they want to. I got a sense of humor. Logan Paul said, you're a pretty funny guy. I said, yeah, and that's when I'm not trying. But I'm working on new material all the time. It's actually kind of funny that people don't apparently love the truth. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 says perpetually to everybody forever. They refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion. So I had to go all the way to the top. Satan will use who and what he can. God uses it all, including Satan. Let that sink in.